next field trip to a pumpkin.
Yeah, they love.
And one is called the pink.
Oh, yeah.
I want my children to grow up with a relationship to the natural world, to nature. But we live in a neighborhood. And so how do you do that? And it's like, well.
Right now, it's another one that will come.
So when myself and my two friends got together and founded the MARSH project, we started looking at the creek that was right in our backyard and thought, this is beautiful and it's full of life. I mean, you're hearing bird call right now. There's so many fish and crabs. This is the nursery for shrimp. This is one of the most productive ecosystems in the world, but everybody's houses face away from it. And for generations, this has been a place where people have dumped trash. So we just got excited about the idea of seeing if we could restore a single acre of marsh, pull trash out of here. So behind us we have roughly 40 acres of salt marsh. This is Halsey Creek. If you're familiar with the Charleston area, I think looking at this you would never imagine that this is downtown. There used to be something like 12 tidal creeks in Charleston. This would have been a pretty normal site a couple hundred years ago, obviously minus the big houses. But those tidal creeks were increasingly filled. And in order to increase the footprint of the Charleston Peninsula, more places to build, more real estate. But with sea level rise, with intensifying storms, those tidal creeks are trying to be tidal creeks again. And now I think
Create drainage infrastructure. Okay, so this particular garden, it was a demonstration garden. It was the first one that they established. And so at first, so the goal was to convert some of this useless turf grass into this functional vegetative buffer on the edge of the marsh, create habitat and filter that stormwater. So that was for any function. So what we're doing is reconciliation ecology. We're taking a wasted space that took extra effort of mowing, and we're adding habitat value, we're adding beauty, we're adding interest, we're adding local ecology, and connecting people to nature, even in an urban environment. So that should be something that happens.
Isn't that cool? There's turtles in there too. I'm not patient to see the turtles.
We have planted native plants at the headwaters, the uplands there, again, to try to increase the health, to clean the water before it comes down here. We've pulled thousands of pounds of garbage out of this creek. And then out we don't want to be an angry activist group. You know, we're aware that the stakes are very, very high with biodiversity loss and the climate crisis and so many other things, but we don't want to be miserable in the process here. So I think we've always tried to, with every event we do, whether it's, you know, a trash cleanup or hosting an author or, you know, screening a film or whatever it might be, you know, we try to make it fun. We try to make it different. We try to like find a way to engage people who clearly are busy. And so I think...
You want to click this one? Yeah. Okay, here it is, right here. This one. Click it like this way. There you go, yay!
it's understandable if things feel totally overwhelming, you know, and if you're not a politician or a millionaire or a billionaire or a captain of industry, it's like, what's the point? You're not going to make much of a difference, right? And I think that cynicism is the root of the problem. I think we all have an opportunity to make an impact, and you can sit on your couch.
That one is an erebid moth.
Rosy tabby?
Wrong there.
For 200.
Yeah.
But you also have an opportunity to steward whatever piece of earth is available to you. You know, if you live in an apartment, you can literally put potted plants on your balcony. There's no gesture too small that will make a difference. If you're